Good morning everybody and welcome to this Smart Charts European session. Hope you are ready for another fantastic week of trading the financial markets. It's been a really good month here so far and really been testing the diversity of your trading plans because we had a lot of opportunities in the faster time frames first part of October, then we'll be dealing with more trend reversals in the second week of October, but more trend continuations in stock indices. So the depth of your trading arsenal in terms of strategies, styles, markets and time frames becomes quite important to follow the flows of wherever the market movements are. Let's have an update of what's happening throughout the week, the key economic news announcements to keep an eye on, and then have a look at some trading opportunities highlighted in the London and Sydney trading floors. Okay, so the week ahead really kicks off on Tuesday, and this is where the high impact news announcements really start. And most of the high impact news announcements this week are really centralized around UK economic data, Canadian economic data, and European central bank announcements. So first of all, Tuesday with the UK claimant count change report, this basically shows how many people are claiming unemployment benefits in the UK. We also have the UK inflation report on Wednesday and UK retail sales number on Friday. Really the big one is going to be the inflation report, because inflation, which measures the change in price of goods and services in a country, is a metric that's used by central banks to determine interest rate policy. And when inflation is rising, typically central banks tend to increase interest rates to get people to spend less in the economy, to save a little bit more money, and basically just to bring prices down overall. And when inflation is falling, central banks tend to cut interest rates to get people to borrow more money, spend more money in the economy, and get economic activity picking up again. It's a fine balancing act between the central banks, and they use inflation to actually gauge those metrics. And it is forecasted that UK inflation is forecasted to fall, so it will be interesting to see. We also have Canada's inflation report on Tuesday, and then we have Thursday's European Central Bank monetary policy and press conference on Thursday, where it's widely expected the central bank will cut interest rates. Now, why do we look at these economic announcements? We don't look at them to try and guess what's going to happen or guess how the market will respond or try to predict what's going to happen. There's three reasons why we look at news announcements. First of all, risk management. When you're trading themes that are developing and everyone's building positions in anticipation of something, you might find your positions quite concentrated on a certain currency. So of course, when you're coming into a high impact news announcement, you need to check your risk management and to make sure you're not too heavily overexposed on a volatile news announcement when the market could go either way. So risk management, the number one most important factor when it comes to trading the financial markets. Second reason is that we look for surprises, okay? Because we know from the day one work on the trader certification workshop and program on how the market works, how the institutional flows are created. So if we understand that knowledge, we know everything is already priced into the market. And it's when the market gets surprised by different news announcements, that's when we tend to get really big moves, readjustment of positions, sometimes a bit too volatile to trade, but sometimes the volatility is really, really good to trade, can lead to high probability trading opportunities. So of course, we want to keep an eye on those. And the third reason is when we have themes, technical narratives lining up with fundamental themes, this is what can lead to more longer term, higher reward risk trading opportunities. So let's see what the week ahead brings with these economic news announcements. I'll keep you up to date with all the latest market news announcements, themes and opportunities through these webinars, but make sure you're tuning into all the other live daily trading webinars every single day, so you can interact with the traders live, participate in those trading days, and also highlight any potential trading opportunities developing on the intraday charts. For now, let's dive into Smart Charts and let's see what's been going on. Okay, so something that we can see in the tools tab here inside of Smart Charts, Canadian dollar, one of the weakest currencies. And it's been on an absolute tear, US dollar Canadian, towards the upside, causing this weakness in the Canadian dollar. So this does become quite interesting to see if that extreme positioning will continue as we get into that Canadian inflation report, or we're going to start to see some reversals. And this really depends on the time frame you're trading. So if you're a fast time frame trader trading lower time frames, you'll probably be looking for continuation in the strong and weaker currency pairs, because that's where the trends are. But we are in some extreme positioning because the Canadian dollar has been weak against the US dollar for quite some time. So if you're like a medium to higher time frame trader, probably looking for some trend reversals, break off market structures on the Canadian dollar. So it really depends on what time frame you're trading on, what you're going to be looking for. If you're trading multiple time frames, then of course you'll be looking for multiple positions. and trading opportunities, some for the continuation on the faster time frames and maybe some for the reversals on the higher time frames. And this is very important then, because then you're listening to what the market is telling you to do and you're being fixated on what you think is going to happen. Okay, now one opportunity that's been highlighted by the London and Sydney trading floors is actually New Zealand Canadian dollar on the daily chart of the 180 phase changer, because a couple of things going on here technically. So on top of what Smart Charts is actually finding, and if you're not too familiar how Smart Charts is helping you with the algorithmic and AI technology, make sure you're attending all the workshops, events, programs, webinars, all those things inside of Smart Charts to really support you in your trading. So make sure from the trader certification program you're utilizing all those resources available to you. But what you want to do is also combine algorithmic AI technology with human pattern insight and recognition. And there's a few things going on here. So first of all, we like the fact that price has actually been bouncing off this moving average zone and buys have actually been turning up multiple times before. Okay, what do we have now? Price has broken the moving average zone and now we're potentially on the other side of that. So what we have here is a very, very similar pattern to what we had here, where price was bouncing off the moving average zone, broke the moving average zone, and now we're here. So we have a very similar kind of situation in terms of break of market structure using the moving averages. And just like we had a sell-off here, we will be looking to see if there's any potential sign of a sell-off here as well. We can also see that price has broken through a trend line here like it did here, so just confirming the break of market structure as well. And we can also see where we are trading right now. It's not some random price level. You can see here historically price has turned here on multiple occasions, so there is a high probability chance that price might decide to turn up here again, or trend reverse again. So in this instance, it could become interesting. We might even get a head and shoulders top developing here, and you're trading the right shoulder back down to the neckline, and then if it breaks, then maybe we can get some further downside back down to these lows. So this could become quite interesting. Multiple things all developing here around the same area. Now, on top of highlighting the trading opportunity for you, Smart Charts will also do the most important work, which is risk management. Because by clicking the sell icon, it will populate an entry price of the blue dot, stop loss of the red dot, target the green dot, do all the percentage risk calculations. It's important to keep that risk low, make sure you're able to deal with the random distributions of wins and losses that develop throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the month. And of course, these can all be adjusted according to your own user preferences as well. I like to set an expiry of a current bar close on the daily chart, and what that means is if sellers don't turn up and continue to move end of the day or just expire, you didn't win, you didn't lose, and cost you anything. But if they do turn up and momentum does continue, then it'll turn to a live trade. Either it goes to your stop loss or take profit level. Now, there are plenty of other trading opportunities developing all throughout this morning, today, and most likely throughout the week. So make sure, again, you're utilizing the resources you have available to you inside of Smart Charts, attending all the live trading webinars. Make sure you're interacting with the other live traders and participating in potential trading opportunities as well. For now, that's it from me. All the best for your trading. I'll see you next time.